Monday the 6th of July today, and I'm just down at the allotment this morning. In my last video, when I harvested my onions, I mentioned that my plan was to come back on Monday, get the onion bed completely weed free and get it planted up with some courgettes and some bits and pieces that I had lying around that I hadn't planted yet. So that's my plan today. But also in my July video, quite a few people said, you know, thanks for doing the honest review of my allotment, even though it was really weedy. Some people said it was an absolute mess. But, you know, to be honest, I didn't even realise it was an honest review. It was just a tour of what it looks like at the moment. So my real big plan for this week is to get my dig allotment completely weed free. I'm planning on spending about an hour a day doing this, and over the week we can see how we get on. But again, it does look like it's going to rain. We do have rain forecast for all of this week, I think. So I'm just going to knuckle down now and get started. I'm also going to be weeding the chickpea and soybean area, but today the main focus is getting all of these plants in the ground. So I'm going to start now and we'll see how we get on. So it's actually now Tuesday morning. It's the 7th of July today, and I am so pleased with how much I managed to get done at the allotment yesterday. Just in over an hour, I think it was, I managed to completely weed that onion area. I quickly hand weeded the soybeans and the chickpeas, and I also managed to plant 2 Crown Prince squashes, another squash which I think is called Sibley but it wasn't ever labelled, and 2 courgette plants. And I'm pleased to say that I've come back this morning and all of them are still intact. Every morning it's really grey and looks like it's going to rain here, but yesterday it did actually brighten up in the afternoon and get quite sunny and warm, and I'm hoping, it has threatened to rain on my way down here this morning, but hopefully we're also going to have a nice afternoon so things can just start drying out at the allotment, because with all of the wet weather it's just not really helping things thrive, to be honest. But today as well, it does seem like there is a little bit less wind, so hopefully things will settle down. But I'm planning on spending another an hour and a half here this morning. So what I'm planning on doing is getting the sweet corn bed just completely weeded on my dig allotment, and then if I have some more time I'm going to start kind of working on the other beds that I've got, the onions that I had I was growing for seed or just for the wildlife, and then some other bits and pieces along there. So I'm hopefully that's kind of like the next bit that I'm going to be working on, possibly in the later part of the week. But it just goes to show, spending an hour every day, or even, you know, 7 hours a week, you can achieve so much. But what I like about doing the hour at a time thing is, you know, you feel energized for the rest of the day when you've been up here, but you've got quite a lot of energy in one go to be able to just work on one area. So fingers crossed I get a good session done this morning and it doesn't rain, and then I'm going to be making some real good progress on this plot. So that was another hour done, pretty much an hour on the dot actually, because it's just started raining, so I thought I'd leave it here for the day. I'm so happy with the sweet corn. There's still a few weeds around there, but I hand weeded the whole area pretty much, just because I've never grown sweet corn before, so I don't know how deep the roots go down, and I do not want to upset it by trying to hoe around it, because most of the weeds are like round the very base, because I did put a mulch of grass clippings down. So I just thought, you know, hand weed everything, and there's still weeds there, and there still will be weeds coming back, but it looks so much better, especially at the back, where my kind of plot ends. There was loads of grass really tall and high everywhere, so I've kind of stamped that down and pulled a lot of the weeds out, and I'm so happy with that. Also, where I had the onions growing for wildlife area, there was a massive turnip that had, well, it wasn't a massive turnip, the turnip had just flowered and kind of just gone absolutely everywhere, so I've pulled that out. And there was a couple of potatoes there, actually, potato plants that were really kind of leggy because they'd just been kind of overcrowded by this turnip. So that's all out, and I'm really happy with it. I'm going to leave the video here though, so I hope you've enjoyed watching me getting on with some work. It hasn't been too boring for you, but if you've got an allotment that's getting totally overgrown and people are giving you a hard time, just don't worry about it. Don't stress. Don't feel like you want to give up. Just go and spend an hour there. Honestly, the fresh air is so good for you. What I'm going to do, I think, is continue this week working on that plot, and then on Sunday's video I will do a little plot tour for you and show you how I've kind of transformed it, and hopefully you'll be quite impressed with it, and hopefully I am going to be, you know, doing okay with that plot, because I've got my other allotment, the no dig one, that's not really thriving at the moment because there's you know, for one reason or another, but I've also got so much going on at home, so I want to just get this back in control, fill the ground with plants because I've still got more stuff that needs to be planted, and then go from there. YouTube have some videos up on the screen now that they think you'll like, so please go ahead and watch those. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, please do hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you can be notified of all of my latest videos. See you in the next episode. Bye!